Hello, my name is Aracelis, and lately on my posts, you have been seeing me talking a lot about the hand-tied weft and machine weft. So a lot of people think that hand-tied is a method of extensions when it actually is just a type of weft. Weft, kind of like when people think balayage is a color, but balayage is just a technique that you utilize to create an effect. So think of it that way. I have in here, I'm going to be showing you a few wefts. So this right here is a hand-tied weft. This is Cover the Main's hand-tied weft. You can see how fine that weft truly is. It's tiny, but it does have a good amount of hair considering how fine it is. Now I'm going to show you a machine weft by Bellamy. I am not going to show you the whole thing because this, is just a section of it. Machine weft is like that thick. Obviously, this comes on a really long weft that obviously this is just leftover hair that I can show you. Now, if we put them side by side, you can, let me try to do it the other way because this one is darker. You can kind of see a little bit of the difference on thickness between them. So this is up close. I'm going to try to get it close. Up close, this is a machine weft. The great thing about Bellamy's machine weft is that you can cut it in 3 sections. So it is a little thicker, you can see. But obviously the hand-tied weft is a lot thinner. So when you're sewing that track, let me see if I can hold them both at the same time. When you're sewing that track, see? So obviously one weft of hand-tied is probably not going to be enough. You're going to have to put 2 or 3 together. But at the end, even if you put 2 or 3 together, and I'm just going to fold these so you can kind of see the effect that it's going to create. Even if you fold these and you put 4 wefts on top of each other, and obviously this is going to be together, you're still not creating that thick of a base. So that's the beauty of the hand-tied. Obviously, somebody sits there and puts this tiny little braid because it just looks like a tiny little braid. I don't think you can tell, but it is a tiny little braid that it goes into it, and it's very, it takes a while. It takes about an hour to do something like that for somebody that is really good at it. Another thing I wanted to show you is how much hair really is on this tiny little piece of weft. This is machine weft, and remember you can subdivide these on 3 different ones. So you can see I'm just touching the base. So you can tell this one is thicker. But if you want the same thickness, again, let's go ahead and do a double weft. Like if it was double, look at how much more hair you get there. So in all reality, if you have very fine hair and you want to have a good amount of hair, this method will provide you with a thinner base. So it's gonna blend better. Also, obviously, if your weft shows, like if it's shown and your hair like flips with the wind, you can see this one, how it's going to look. Not that it's bad, but when you have something like this, it just looks more natural. It blends better. So it all depends. I mean, I do use them and I love machine wefts. I use them. But hand-tied tend to be a lot more seamless. And because the way they are, because they're hand-tied and because they're more customizable, again, you can only put one of these. And thankfully, Bellamy has beautiful colors. So they do have, balayage and highlighted and stuff like that. But with the weft like this, you can put 2, 3, 4 colors in one row, and you'll have that different dimension of colors. So you can be very creative with this type of weft versus something like this. Again, it's nothing bad. It's not a bad thing. It's just they're different. Different for different methods, different for depending what you're looking for on a weft. This is covered in mains, and I'm going to show you. the difference even between companies. So that's the machine. You can tell right here, and I'm just gonna roll it real quick. You can tell how nice and thick to the bottom this weft is. This is an 18-inch by that. And then I'm gonna have a 22-inch by a different company. I have two wefts right here versus one, but look at those ends, how much thinner. And one way you can tell if a good quality hand tied is if you go like that and you shake it, you can see how many different short hairs you have. And if you have a hand tie like this and you grab it, you don't have many. Sorry, it's loose. The other one is put together. So the ones that you have are just really long. You don't have all these tiny little pieces like that. See the difference? So again, it all depends. It's just a different type of wet, but I wanted to show you just the difference on a fine hand-tied weft and a machine weft. Thank you for watching.